Good morning everyone, I'm Louis Nell and welcome to my channel. Today is the 6th of April, it's a Saturday morning and I have decided to make a terrarium. I'm going to use this 2-liter container which I have already cleaned out and sterilized. So first of all we are going to start off with adding our smallish gravel. I'm going to add around about a 2 centimeter layer of small gravel as a false bottom. I will cover that with some fly screen that I've pre-cut already, and on top of that we will continue with our growing medium in which our plants will go, and on top of that our hardscape. I'm going to use some wood and maybe add some rocks for more texture, color and interest's sake. Oh, that should be enough for now. So let us just flatten it out. I've made myself this nifty little compacting tool. It's just a brush, a paintbrush stem with a cork that I have put at the end thereof. And this is really a nifty little tool. I do think this is round about enough. You'll see that there's some condensation when I added the rocks or the gravel. It's just because they were still a bit warm. I have also soaked them and cleaned them out in boiling water and then thereafter sterilized it by putting it into the microwave for around about 30 odd seconds. Just for a safety measure. Now I am going to put on top of that this piece of fly screen. It is a nylon, it is not the metal fly screen. I have pre-cut this just a bit bigger than the circumference of the jar. I'm going to put it in and then also just flatten it out so that it doesn't allow for any of the growing medium that will be added now to go through into the gravel. Remember that the fly screen should be a bit bigger than the circumference of the jar because you don't want to have the growing medium to go be past the sides of the fly screen into the growing medium, into the gravel. So now it's straightened out and we're going to add some growing medium. This growing medium consists of different types of soil, a bit of potting soil for different types of plants. I've made my own mixture. I added some moss and we are going to need some more. Just also compacting the growing medium. And I think at this point it is necessary for me to just spray it down with a little bit of water, not to soak it completely, to just make it damp. As part of the hardscape, I am going to try and include this piece of wood. It's got some nice texture, it looks good, and when I've added that we'll start introducing some plants. Let us see how it goes. nice and snug. I think that will work perfectly. So now I'm going to add some sphagnum moss that I bought. I have rehydrated it, and we're going to put it in onto the growing medium. Also, I'm going to add some small rocks for interest, texture, and if you want to call it a bit of a transition, because I want to put some finer moss that I just recently harvested from the garden. I want to put it in this little corner here. From the normal garden moss that I've just harvested. So I think it's coming along. I'll show you just now. For this terrarium, I've also decided that I am going to incorporate and include a fern. I think maybe just one more plant. Yes, I think that should do it for this terrarium. Now to give it a nice watering, we can spray it down, but I would rather use the pipette to make sure that all the plants at the bottom, where they are supposed to now shoot new roots, get enough moisture before we add our next little special ingredient. And now, before we close this lid. It's really important to make this terrarium bioactive. Bioactive means that we are going to add some life to it. What we are going to add is, or what I'm going to add is some springtails from a colony that I have cultivated, and I think I'm also going to add some isopods that I will quickly go and capture in the garden. I'm going to add some isopods, springtails, beg your pardon. Springtails are very minute, tiny little white creatures that you find in the garden around plant roots, and they are of such importance. They aerate the soil. You're welcome to go and have a look on the web what they look like. They are so tiny that it's almost impossible to show you on this recording. And as you can see, I'm picking them out of this bucket, and it's charcoal that we keep them in, that they breed on, that the colonies grow in. And if you see, this is a piece of charcoal with 3, 4, 5, 6, 10 adults, but almost hundreds of small little springtails. So I have gone to the garden and I have scavenged, I've searched for, and it was not really difficult to find them, other small little critters called isopods. Now, isopods are also really interesting, and in a bioactive terrarium they devour, they really thrive on dead plant material. So what we short in here is some decaying leaf matter or brown hard leaf matter that we will add now shortly for them to feed on. And with all the plants in here, there should be enough oxygen for them to continue living, but just keep an eye out if there's anything going wrong, that you immediately rectify, maybe take them out and put them back into nature. But this should be enough for them to survive on. I'm going to take them out, try and really not to hurt them. Look at that little critter there. Add 4 of them. Three, little buddy. There you go. And number 4. Number 4. There you go. In. They will also keep intact any mold that grows, any fungi. They will also supposed to, with the springtails, to keep that intact and in place. So let us just get some brown hard leaf matter so that we can add it to that for them to find their new colony, grow and live and thrive. So this little leaf or piece of leaf, I'm going to crush this and sprinkle it into the terrarium for the isopods to feed on. So let us just see a nice little corner where we can maybe get close to the fern here at the back. Let's open up a bit of space there. Sprinkle it in. And as time goes on, should some of these plants that we've added also start to die off, or one or two leaves start to die off, the isopods and springtails will feed on that as well. For now, I think we just at the point where we can give it a good spray down and then close the lid of this new bioactive terrarium. One last wipe down before we close the lid. So now that it's done, we are going to close this lid on this Saturday. It's now almost afternoon after we've done this bioactive terrarium, and we're going to keep it closed for the next at least 30 days before we inspect. We open the lid just to smell and see. Smell if it still smells like a forest floor. Once you open it and you smell something rotten, you must know there's really something terribly wrong inside, and you can start to investigate. At that point in time, you might have to do your terrarium over. You can start completely new. But for now, I'm happy with this new terrarium. So guys, there you have it, our new terrarium, bioactive, living terrarium, garden, almost forest-like garden in a jar. Please like and subscribe and have a look out for new videos. Thank you so much and enjoy your day further.